Welcome to Civil Discourse. I am your host, Wesley, along with my co-host, Steve. And we're here to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the news of the week and give you our take from both sides of the political spectrum. How you doing, Steve?
I'm well, Wesley. How about yourself?
I'm good this week after I came back from last week's W that I had against you. But, we'll leave that last week. We'll move on and talk about some of the things from this week, Steve.
You had delusions of grandeur. You just keep it up.
So I don't want to jump right into anything, but I've noticed that your president has handed out quite a few pardons. I want to read a little article that I've seen about this. Just to kind of give a little context about what's going on. Trump's flurry of pardons includes some to campaign contributors. Some, huh? The release from prison of reality TV stars Todd and Chrisley Wednesday is the latest in a flurry of pardons that President Donald Trump has handed out in recent weeks, including some to his political and financial supporters. Beyond the nearly 1,600 day one pardons and 14 commutations handed out to those charged in the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, Trump has, at this point in his second presidency, pardoned or commuted more than 60 individuals, according to the Department of Justice of the pardon attorney and White House officials. In previous administrations, presidents have typically issued the majority of their pardons in their final weeks in office. So, I know that, that's just a quick gist of the entirety of what's been going on here, which I'm sure that you're just disgusted by just as much as I am. This has been a lot of pardons he's handing out here. They say that one in five of them are like people who are contributing to his campaign or financial donors of his campaign. And the only reason that 1 in 5 of them are is because he gave 1,600 of them, 1,660 to be exact, to January 6ers. So that's what knocked that number down. So imagine how many people of the 60 that he just gave them to were really a part of it, or really gave him money or went to one of his dinners and paid $1 million for one of his dinners. And all of a sudden their son's getting out of jail on a pardon. That just seems kind of corrupt to me.
It's terrible when you let your sons out of jail on a pardon, isn't it?
Hey, I mean, especially your son. Hold on, not his son. This is another person's son who paid him $1 million. I mean,
it doesn't really matter, does it?
Paid him $1 million.
When you lie to the American people and say, "Hey, I'm not going to pardon my son," and then do it anyway, that's a little bit hypocritical, don't you think, Wesley?
To me, if pardons are for sale, I would have pardoned my son. You would not pardon
for sale.
Would you had not pardoned your son?
No,
you wouldn't have pardoned your kid.
Especially after I told the American people that I wasn't going to do it.
I don't want to get away from the core argument too much, but let's look at what he was charged with. He was charged with being allegedly an addict when he went and bought a gun. He was you were in the throes of addiction. I've never heard anyone get charged with that before in my life. I didn't even know that law existed.
It does exist. It's on. I mean, when you go to sign up for a gun, you have to tell the truth about.
So how do we even know that this person's in the throes of addiction? So as a person,
he wrote about it.
He didn't write about it.
Yes, he did.
Basically, what they're saying is they went into
his laptop with all that stuff on it.
That doesn't mean he was in the throes of addiction. He could have just been doing recreational drug use.
Explaining that he was.
We don't know if it was recreational drug use or not.
Yes,
recreational drug use. We don't know that. But now we've gotten Biden.
Now we have Hunter Biden. Pardoned.
I like you a lot because I see how you tried to spin this around real quick here into being about Hunter Biden.
I'm not specifically saying it about Hunter Biden. What I'm saying is,
that's one person.
Pardons are always for sale. I mean, that's been the way of it.
Pardons are for sale.
Well, let me ask you a question. Wow. How many pardons do you think Joe Biden actually signed himself?
Okay, let me ask. I don't know. I mean, I figured all of them.
Nobody knows.
He did. No one knows. But what I do know is that
why preemptively pardon people if they haven't been accused of anything?
Because this guy. Look what he's doing right now. He's going after everybody. He's going after lawyers who he said that
why would
went
you
after him.
If they didn't do anything wrong, why would you preemptively pardon them?
Because I'm not going to leave him to a vulture. This guy is a vulture. This guy, okay, not only the fact that he's selling pardons, he's selling even Ryan, what was that? What's the guy's name? I forget his name. It was Tucker Carlson and another guy, Sean Ryan. That's his name. big time conservative. Both of these two huge conservatives have spoke out and they said, oh, Trump seems like he's corrupt right now. They've said this out their own mouths because when he went to the Middle East, now all of a sudden there's Trump hotels and plazas and golf courses all through the Middle East with our tariff, along with our tariff agreements. Come on, man. He's corrupt. This is not normal. You don't go and have a $400 million crypto dinner at the White House for people who bought your crypto coin. Come on, and now you're all of a sudden your crypto czar. This is it's just mind blowing that you're okay with this type of level. Then you're saying, well, all pardons are for sale.
I'm only talking about pardons. I'm only talking about pardons.
It's all a part of his corruption. It's all a part of the same corrupt activity.
Well, then
all of it.
You're a hypocrite.
How?
You're absolutely a hypocrite by sitting there telling me that it's okay to pardon people preemptively, or you pardon somebody that's a friend, or you pardon somebody that was a donor, when you know damn well it happens with other presidents too.
Do I pardon Dr. Fauci, who was the doctor during a COVID crisis, which maybe he did say some stuff. I don't know for sure. None of us do. Whether he was on this side
or not.
Why
do you need him if he's not under investigation?
We know this dude is already, because this guy has already come out and said
a pardon is not made to be preemptive. A pardon is for after the fact.
Listen, this is what I'm going to say right here. I'm going to pardon myself. I know you're going to come after me too. Look at this dude. He's shown right now. Do you know that lawyers from Wilmer Ale they basically had to tally up, them and a couple other law firms had to tally up $1 billion and say they're going to give it to people like, or some type of associates of Trump's liking, $1 billion, because he basically went and said that I signed the executive order saying that any company that dealt with any of his political adversaries or anything like that, they're no longer eligible for government contracts. So government contractors cannot deal with these companies. A judge had to come out and say, this is illegal what you're doing. This guy has shown
a propensity.
This guy has shown a propensity to go after who he feels are his adversaries. Look what he did to Walmart. He says, "Oh, you know what? I told the American
go after Trump."
Yes. No, the people went after Trump. What he did, he broke the law. Trump
he did not. The law. Nobody. Okay. So how many people broke that law and were convicted of that? Zero.
Of what law?
The first one
of what
in
law?
New York.
Campaign finance laws.
Yeah. Yes.
They had the one guy who just got the
particular issue.
Okay, yes. Well, campaign finance. He took money out of his campaign and spent it on the payoff a porn star. That's what he did. That's illegal.
It's not illegal.
That's illegal. If he should have,
Congress has a slush fund for such things. How is that illegal? His own money.
Are you serious? Using campaign contributions outside of what you're supposed to use them for?
You did not.
You cannot use campaign contributions. It's not your money.
It's not illegal to pay off somebody for an NDA.
It's not your money.
It's not illegal.
Yes, it is. I mean, that is illegal.
No, that is not illegal.
It's not illegal to pay off somebody for an NDA, but it's illegal to use campaign contributions to do so. That's what we're talking about. We're not saying
that was illegal. Not what happened. He used his own money to do that.
No, he didn't. He had what's the one guy, the lawyer that he had? You know what I'm talking about. I forget his name. The one lawyer that he was using, he had him pay for it because he didn't want the money to come out of his own money. He should have just used his own money. No one would have cared.
Oh, you're talking about the liar?
And that's what it's a fact. There's checks. There's checks.
Checks. Yeah. But they were written from Donald Trump, not from the campaign.
Listen, we know what he was found guilty of. We know what he did. He tried to deny the fact that he paid off the porn star. It's a fact. She had to sign an NDA.
It is not illegal to pay off somebody to keep quiet.
No, I don't think it is either. But I like the way you try to use
facts
that I do not.
In the Congress
I like the way you like to use facts I never said. I never said it was illegal to pay off someone for anything. I don't think there should be a problem with that. I honestly don't feel like what he did right there.
That's going to get reversed anyway in appeal.
You know why it's going to get reversed on appeal? Because he's going after everybody. This guy's and this is why people needed to be preemptively pardoned. However, he's pardoning people like right now. You know that over $1 billion right now, I think like $1.2 billion in restitution that people had to pay out are now wiped off the board. Their theft is just cleared off the board because he pardoned them. Yeah, you got to go look that up. He helped his buddies save $1.2 billion that they stole from banks and various other people. There's a lady who stole like all the money from a statue of a slain police officer in Nevada. She was supposed to build a statue for a slain police officer. He pardoned her. There's a sheriff over in Virginia. He was selling badges to rich people. Hey, you can be a deputy. You can be a deputy. You can be a deputy. He pardoned him. Come on, man. Like, are we serious right now? This is blatant.
People
corruption.
Get pardoned for all kinds of crap. Go back and look at Obama's pardons. Go back and look at Biden's pardons. Go back and look at
has it gone,
pardons.
Steve? I just want to ask you that question. Where has it gone? Where has it gone?
It's gone way too far. But that's every president.
The sense of decency, Steve. This is what I'm saying right now. I just can't believe.
If you had a sense of decency, you wouldn't preemptively pardon people or pardon your son and lie to the American people. Period.
Me personally, I would have. I would have pardoned my son to begin with.
You don't sit there and lie to the American people and tell them you're not going to do it, and then
are we really talking about someone who's lying to the American people? Okay, do I think he's wrong? Let me start here.
We already know the whole Biden administration lied about everything.
Let me start here. Do I think Biden was wrong for telling people he wasn't going to pardon his son? He should have just said nothing. He should have just said nothing.
But he didn't. And therefore, how do you trust the president if he's lying to you straight to your face? I mean, you don't trust Trump, right? Well, I sure as hell didn't trust Biden.
Biden said, I ain't going to pardon my son. Trump lies every other word. It's two different things. But hey, I understand. I get it.
I mean, Biden doesn't know any other words coming out of his mouth.
I get we're coming here with a parallel with this. I get it. But I mean, the amount. Okay, even the Chrisleys, they were convicted of
you are such a hypocrite when it comes to this, because you know damn well those preemptive pardons and the pardon for his son
they were sold. They were sold
completely unwarranted.
They were sold. No, they were very. I believe they were very warranted. Looking at the person that we have in office, look what he just told Walmart. He told the American public that, hey, tariffs,
people who haven't done anything yet.
It doesn't. If I know you're going to come after me because I know what kind of a president you are,
and that's BS.
He told the American people that tariffs would not be. Put the money for the tariffs would not be paid out by the American public. It'd be paid out by the foreign governments. As soon as Walmart was like, hey, man, we got to raise our prices because these tariffs are hitting us. You better not raise your prices, not one bit. You already made a bunch of money, blah, blah. That's just a blatant lie. You know what I mean? Like, is this the kind of person that we're believing?
Again, that's not pardons.
Let's not utilize the differences between.
Let's talk about pardons, Wesley. Let's talk about the Biden pardons.
You saying that were they sold? Did he sell them?
Doing terrible things with pardons.
Did he sell them?
Talk about that, but you better say that they were rotten under Biden too.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say this is what this. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say. I don't know
all of.
That's
why you guys lose.
I don't know all of his pardons. I like that when you say this election you got
That's
it.
Why
you did get it. I mean, let's be serious here. Out of the how many different elections has it been? Like, there's been more Democratic presidents recently here over the last 40 years. I'm maybe not 40. I'd say 35. I mean, there's been Clinton was in there twice. I know you guys had
Bush was in Reagan. There twice.
You guys had Reagan twice. The second, first Bush, second Bush. Twice. We had Obama twice. You know what I mean? We had but the fact of the matter is this right here. This is the fact of the matter. I'm not comparing. I can't compare. That's a big word to use. This is crazy. Listen,
it's not crazy. You want to sit there and justify what Biden did, and you cannot.
The fact of the matter is, how are you
can't have a president of the United States sit there on national TV and say, I'm not going to pardon my son no matter what happens.
How are we comparing Biden pardoning people who did not pay him to pardon them because they were going to be attacked politically by the next administration because they talked about it? We're going to investigate this person. His first presidency, he talked about.
Let me ask you a question: are there circumstances where they should have been investigated? Yes.
Are there circumstances probably where everyone in office could be investigated for?
Yes.
If they go against anything that you do, you can investigate them for. That's just how it is. However,
but I do have a problem not letting it happen. And he went ahead and went around the system and preemptively pardoned them for no damn good reason. Those people should have been held accountable.
I think this person
Fauci should have been held accountable for everything he did and said during COVID. Period.
You know what? Then why?
And now he cannot be. So he was let go. That man made so much money off the American people for lying to them during COVID.
Okay.
And he got preemptively pardoned.
None of those people paid for those pardons. Corruption means that
they broke the law too.
I don't know if they broke the law or not. Neither do you. We don't know.
Well, we already know that Hunter Biden did.
Oh yeah, you signed a piece of paper saying, me personally, I guess they can say that's a breaking the law, but I don't. Well,
he also got convicted of tax evasion.
We're over in LA, in California.
Yeah.
Did he get what kind of time he get for that?
There was no sentencing because he got pardoned.
That wasn't a federal crime, was it?
It was a federal crime. Tax evasion is a federal crime.
Wait, was it state? I mean, why were they charging him in California then? Was it state tax? Was it?
Well, why do Dems run to circuit judges in Denver?
I'm just asking. I don't see a Republican running to a judge in California. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking. You know what I mean?
I'd have to look that up, but I'm pretty sure it was a federal tax. I mean, tax crime is pretty big deal if it's a federal crime. Yeah.
No, I understand. I was just asking, trying to get clarity on that one because I'm not sure. I was wondering why they charged him. Like California doesn't seem like a place they normally charge him at. He got charged in Delaware for the other crimes. That speaks volumes. I believe it speaks volumes that there may have been corrupt actions, but there wasn't. I mean, to me, the bias wasn't as big there. But I feel like, come on,
he knew he was an addict back then. It's known, widely known. He wrote an autobiography about it.
You know how many people who drink and do drugs to go out and buy guns all the time? You know why he was convicted? You know why he was charged? Because he's Biden's son. That's why. And that's why Biden, that's why he pardoned him. Let's be honest. That's why he was convicted of that. I know people who drink now actively, but have guns all over their house. And people are like, oh, you're in the throes of addiction. I've never heard that before.
They didn't get caught. They didn't have a laptop that they left.
You know why people went out. You know what they had to go after everything on the list. Like, let's figure out how we can get him in trouble. That's why I would have pardoned my son for that too.
The man was guilty of a crime,
but he did not.
Guilty of a federal crime, and his father pardoned him.
I would have pardoned him too. That's different. But
not if I'm sitting there telling him, no, I'm not going to do it.
Did he pay for the pardon? That's what we have to look at. We have to look at these pardons.
He probably did because he had to get 10% to the big guy.
As the corruption here, I mean, has anyone been found
guilty? He had to get 10% to the big guy, right, Wesley? Right? I think he had to pay dad's rent. And
why is he paying his dad's rent? Dad has plenty of money. Dad's well off.
He paid dad's bills.
You know, we act like, I mean, people. That's a kid. I mean, I got a child, so I can look at my child.
Yeah, why?
I know. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So kids are not perfect for us. They're just
working
not going
as a
to
senator. Working as a senator or a vice president does not make you great.
I didn't think he was great. I'm just saying, honestly, I feel like he's gone through the things that plenty of people have gone through. I don't fault him for his child. I mean, things happen to a wholly different person. Did he pardon his child because he needed to pardon his child? I think he should have. I would have pardoned mine. If I know my kid is going through whatever they're going through and they're being attacked right now due to the fact that I'm their parent, I'm going to pardon them. That's part of life. I'm going to make sure you're okay. You know, because it wasn't he didn't kill anybody.
Wesley, do you ground your children if they're in trouble?
Absolutely.
Do your children get in trouble if they do something wrong?
Absolutely. I don't think why is
he any different? I mean, he
broke the law. Tax evasion,
okay,
mate. Tax evasion, you normally get to pay a fine. The other thing, come on, I've never heard of anyone getting charged that before in my life, so I'm definitely not going to be like, oh, let my kid go to jail for signing the thing saying he wanted a gun. He didn't kill nobody. He didn't rob anybody. He didn't do anything with this firearm besides try to protect himself, probably, which is the American, which is a right of ours.
In a dumpster?
Doesn't even make sense.
Had his brother's wife, his late brother's wife, dump it in a dumpster.
To get rid of it, I mean, maybe that wasn't the best.
That's pretty illegal too, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either.
What I'm saying
is, no idea.
What we do know is illegal to pay people for pardons. That's illegal. That's corruption. But you don't want to talk about that.
I could probably go back.
You're good with that, though, huh? You're good with that.
Probably pardon people that paid him.
I can't wait to see how far this goes.
Pardon people that paid him.
I can't. We don't hear about. We don't know about any of that.
We don't hear about it because nobody ever makes a big deal about it.
Because they don't have dinners and saying, "Hey, you coming to my dinner? You got a pardon coming." They don't do that. That's an open corruption.
It's like Oprah, right?
That's what he is.
You get a pardon. You get a pardon.
That's exactly what he did just now. But we'll find an excuse to say it's okay. And I understand why you do. I get it. You know what I mean? Because right now this is what you bought into this. See, now you own it.
Oh, right? I haven't bought it.
You own this. You own this entire administration. The one who was supposed to drain the swamp is now the biggest swamp we've ever seen in a matter of 3 months.
I would say the last
3 or 4 months, man.
Pretty damn swampy.
No way.
Oh,
I mean, we can't.
You had a president who didn't even know who he was president. That's pretty swampy.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that at all. Making the rules and signing
pardons.
And signing
that you know for sure, not just saying because we can have some type of we got a conspiracy to talk about today.
It's going to come out.
Oh, it's going to come out. And you know what else is going to come out? That Trump is corrupt and all this is corruption that he did. It's going to come out by the checks that he cashed to get these pardons done. This is coming out right now in front of our face. It's right here.
Oh, well, it's going to come out about Biden too. Just wait. And like I said, and when it does, you're going to be sitting there. You know what? You were definitely right again.
Now we got to just wait, and that's not a good answer. Not saying you can't say it, but it's not a good answer to.
It's a really good answer because
if I can say this happened right now,
things like that shit doesn't come out overnight.
Why did I have to investigate the fact that he just had a dinner and he had people that he had at the dinner pay him $1 million and their kids got out? I didn't have to investigate that. That happened right here in front of our face. We could talk about that. That's
probably a really good dinner. Probably expensive.
I'm not saying the dinner wasn't, but $1 million your kid gets out the next week.
$1 million. I mean, hell, how many people pay for influence when they go to a campaign rally? A lot.
I believe they do, but there's no different. It's different. But I'm gonna tell you why it's different. Because there's no clear line between them. There's no clear line between them. That's what I'm saying. There's a clear line between dinner, kids pardoned. That's a clear line.
Okay, how about
I pay you a campaign contribution?
How about a campaign contribution? I pay you get to be ambassador.
I mean, well, like I said before, just the totality of what he's doing by selling the pardons, I think is the difference between saying, you know what, let me preemptively look out for you to make sure that there's nothing they can come back and say, hey, you signed a mortgage sheet wrong here, or you did this wrong there this many years ago, and try to give you time over it.
But let me ask you a question. Isn't every presidency for sale? Yes.
I think we're getting to the point to where now you saying presidencies for sale.
There are so many big time donors that they get what they want.
But period. I mean, when you start saying that I'm a pardon you for money, it just shows let's say
is that any different than pushing your weight around to pass a bill for something or to give somebody a certain position in the government? No, it's no different.
It's
the same. It is the same. It's the same.
It's very much different.
No, it's not.
I mean, I think to pass a bill, that's what the people. That's what they do. That's part of their job. Is
what
to get
pay for your influence.
I think it's. What do you mean? You're saying they're pushing weight around to pass a bill. Are you talking about lobbyists?
No, I'm talking about donors. Donors, period.
A donor is pretty much a lobbyist at that point in time. Yeah, I mean, I think that's been a part of, but it doesn't get to the point to where now a president can be paid. I mean, if we're getting to be okay with this, then we need to be okay with a lot more that's about to come down the pipeline. Then this is okay now. Saying that.
Are they warranted? I don't know. I don't know enough about the cases to say if they're warranted or not. But I know when they're not warranted.
Okay. You know what I mean? And I understand where you're coming from, but I don't agree. I do not agree. I see this to me as
like I said, it's okay for me, but not for thee. That's how the Democrats
it's a part of a broader form of just overall corruption. It's like when you see one aspect of it, then you see another one, and you see another. It's all adds up into one kind of like big play. Like you guys act like you're not seeing this. We're like, oh, the plane, that's fine. Let anybody take the plane. Oh, the pardons for money, that's fine. Anybody take that.
Where's the
crypto
Where's
coin.
The plane gonna go? It's gonna go to the library.
And then where's it going when he leaves office?
Big deal.
It's going with him. It's going. No, he doesn't have a $400 million plane. Not like that.
He doesn't need a $400 million plane.
And he doesn't have a $400 million plane that we're going to be putting $2 billion into as a government of the United States. The people of the United States are going to pay $2 billion more to upgrade that plane. He doesn't have one of those. I mean, that's fine, you know. And you get what I'm saying now. Like it's becoming, but if we can get to the point to where everything is okay, then we've totally lost our country as a whole. That's how I feel about it. If everything's fine and we're like, hey, whatever he does is okay, and we don't see the blatant corruption from you guys, his whole mantra and chant was drain the swamp and total change.
Lock her up. It was lock her up.
That was before. Yeah, you had that one too. But now, I mean, and then you guys are saying, oh, he's going to be an agent of change. That's why he's bringing in Pete Hegseth, who has no experience as far as being past in the military, and then a Fox News contributor. Oh, he's bringing in all these people who have no experience.
I'll give you a heads up, okay? You just wait till you see what comes down the pike when we find out who was actually running the government in the last 4 years.
Oh, well, did you guys? What happened when what was that? Cash Patel, and then this guy, I forget the guy next to him,
Bongino,
came out and said, Oh yes, Jeffrey Epstein, he killed himself. I know when someone killed himself. I've seen it. You see the interview they gave. Looked like they lied. You know what I mean? They lied to the American people because they're bought into whatever plan there is to say
what
this is
he
what
didn't
happened.
commit suicide. I mean, 2 governments now have said it.
I don't know. You don't know. I mean, first it was.
Hey, are you saying you were on Epstein's island, Wesley? Is that what you're trying to infer?
He wouldn't even talk to a person like me because he knows how I get down with it. Maybe a personal problem with me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think about that. But we know your president was. But anyway, you know what I mean? We looked at Cash Patel. We looked at these guys. These guys are all bought. This is a bigger part of a broader swamp. He is the biggest swamp that we've ever had in this government. And he's showing us right now. He wants to get rid of the people's Medicaid, Medicare. I don't want to take this segment on for too long.
We'll go ahead and cut it. You've already taken it across the bow a little bit there, buddy.
I don't know how.
You're not gonna win this one because I'm telling you,
there's no way to win.
Swampy,
you're okay with corruption.
That was the last administration.
You
want
okay
to talk
with
about
corruption.
how they try and railroad the president and lie about investigations. Let's talk about that then. If you want to talk about Swampy, let's talk about the invasion, the FBI, and using the FBI against Donald Trump.
When the FBI talking about Mueller?
Frock?
Talking about Mueller?
Page?
You talking about when Mueller came out right before the election, 2016 election, and said that when it wasn't Mueller, actually, I'm sorry, that was Comey. That was Comey. That was actually Comey who came out right before the election and said that
it was all made up charges.
That was Comey came out right before the election and said what?
The FBI.
Comey came out right before the election and said what?
President.
Okay, we know
because of fake information.
We know what happened around here. I mean, we got a guy who is very much contributing
and tried to
who are using Russian
against a sitting president.
Are we saying that they didn't cooperate with the Russians at all? They didn't go to the Russians and say, "Hey, find us some dirt on Hillary Clinton." They talked about it. They talked about having a sit down with Russian assets about finding information on Hillary Clinton. They said it. This was all been said. It's not necessarily illegal that they did it, but they did it.
Who bought the Steele dossier?
I mean, who knows? I heard Hillary Clinton did. That's what I hear. You know what I mean? I don't know if they did or didn't. I have no real.
And now we know it has been all made up.
Yeah, probably by Putin. It was probably really good by Putin to do it. I have no idea who made that up or not.
Of course you don't, because you don't want to admit that they were wrong for doing it.
I don't know who made it up because I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't know. If they're wrong,
you know damn well who did it.
Do I? I don't.
Yes,
I'm trying
to
tell you, I don't know who did it.
You just don't want to admit it.
I'm telling you, if I say I don't know who did it, I'm telling you I don't know who did it. I don't. I've heard that Hillary Clinton bought the dossier. That's a fact. I've heard that. You know what I mean? But I don't know what the entire. Do I believe that he had some things going on with the Russian president with Russia? Yes, I believe that personally. I do. I still believe that to this day. I believe
that's
that
your opinion. You're allowed to have it. But I'm talking about straight up facts.
And the facts are most of his administration has been in cahoots with Russia in one way or another. It's facts. These are all facts. These are things. I mean, this is not like even its former administration, Paul Manafort, the rest of these guys, everybody he's been associated with has had these same ties.
Are you going to be in the sequel to Conspiracy Theory, the one that had Mel Gibson?
You know what? Everything I've said has been fact. You the one who has said things like, "Oh, we think that Fauci is a corrupt person. He did these things, did that." You said you think these things. These are everything I've said has been fact. But we'll leave that there.
He lied in front of Congress. And now we will never know.
I've heard that, but we'll leave this section.
That's not. I think that's an I know.
We'll leave this one here for you guys, and we'll get back to you soon. This is Civil Discourse. I am Wesley. This is my co-host Steve. Thank you.
Thanks.